So, what did you expect? Hi, how are you doing? I'm doing as good as ever, and as you can see, my setup is quite different. It's a little empty and funky, weird. I now live in butt frick nowhere, Oklahoma. I now live in Ding Dong. I I now live in Ding Dong. I now live in Ding Dong, Texas. So I moved and now I live in the beautiful town of Boring, Oregon. Oregon. They hit the Oregon! I moved and now I live in Booger Hole, West Virginia. So I actually haven't moved, it's the same room. Shocker. We just painted it green. You can't. The lighting is bad as usual, you know. I gotta be consistent. But yeah, I painted my room. Actually, my mom did that, thanks to her. And we're doing a bit of renovating up in here. I'm gonna get a new bed. I got rid of my tall bed because it's suffocating me. But why am I back? Why did I come back even though nobody wanted me to be here? So I watched The World's End, as I said before in my other two videos that I made ever since I came back from London again. I was sitting in the plane seat with my brother. My brother took me to London. I was so happy. That was amazing. Best time of my life. Best thing of the year. And we're sitting in the airplane. I don't know if I told this already, but we're sitting in the airplane and we're looking through the movies, and I'm like, I wonder if Shaun of the Dead is on here. My brother, he also likes Shaun of the Dead, and that's the only movie out of the trilogy that we watched together. And so he searches it up in the search bar thing, and it doesn't show up. Then he searches up Hot Fuzz. Maybe Hot Fuzz is on here for some reason. It doesn't show up. And while he's looking this up, I'm scrolling through the comedy section because comedy is my favorite movie genre. And I'm scrolling through, and I see The World's End, the third movie of the trilogy. For some reason, the other two movies weren't there, but the lowest rated one was, and that was the one I haven't seen yet. So I thought that was a sign from God that I have to see it right now, and I did. And I was so anxious to watch it because I've been seeing so much stuff on Pinterest and YouTube and whatever about this movie, and I've been expecting it so much. I was reading fanfics about it. I kind of spoiled what happens in the movie, but it's a bit hard to spoil this movie because it is so absurd, kind of like the other two movies, but they weren't as absurd as this one. It actually felt like one of my dreams. Like, it's so weird, and it's straight out of like something that I would see in my like nightmares, but like in a good way, I guess. And I was so excited to watch this movie because I've been seeing so much stuff about it. I almost didn't want to watch it. Well, of course I really wanted to see it, but also I was so scared. And that is because I don't know if anyone gets this feeling, but do you ever get anxious when you're watching something for the first time because you know that's the only time you're gonna get to watch this for the first time, and you have to get everything that you can out of it? It has to be like you have to get like the whole, you have to take a big bite of the whole food, like you're having a meal for the first time, like some like cuisine that you never had, and you really want to enjoy it fully and understand the flavor of it. You don't want to be sick while you're eating the food. You don't want to like not taste it. It's such a weird analogy, but that's the only thing I could come up with. So I was really anxious when I was starting to watch it, but it was also very exciting, and I was on the edge of my seat watching it with my mouth agape. Oh, that can be the vocab word for today. It's not off my phone, so I'm just gonna pretend that I know the definition. I'll put it on the screen. So I will not spoil. It's kind of hard to spoil what happens in the movie. I mean, there's a few like things that happen that I'm not gonna say, but this movie is so absurd that you just have to watch it to understand what's going on. So basically, this guy, Gary King, Love Sisters of Mercy, he's a goth guy. Simon Pegg was, I think he was goth at some point. I don't know. He listened to the music, I'm pretty sure. Edgar Wright and Nick Frost, this whole trio, they have an amazing taste in music. I've been listening to all of the songs from the movies on repeat. This Corrosion by the Sisters of Mercy, oh my goodness, if this song was a person, I would propose to them. Yeah, it's that good. So this guy Gary King, when he was a teenager, he and four friends, like this best friend group that they had, they were like super close when they were teenagers, and when the day of when they graduated high school, they decided to go on a pub crawl. For those who are American and you don't know what a pub is, you go through a series of pubs and you have a drink at each one, and basically you get wasted by the end of the night, which sounds fun. So they decided to go on this pub crawl called the Golden Mile through their old town that they lived in at the time, and they never managed to finish it. So Gary King decides to call up all of his friends that he doesn't really talk to anymore. It's been years since that day, and they kind of went their separate ways. He decides to get the band back together, as he says it, and they've already grown. They're all grown men. They have like their own jobs. Some of them are married. They're all serious. Gary is still Gary King from high school, the day of his graduation. And because he never finished the Golden Mile, he never really felt complete, which is why he's stuck in this like teenager's mindset. He just really wants to finish this Golden Mile. But while they're doing this Golden Mile, something happens and they're head over heels. Literally, because they're being flipped in a men's bathroom by these blue-blooded alien guys. Eventually they do defeat them, and now they're trying to figure out what to do because the whole town's been invaded by robots or blanks or something like that. And some of them want to go back to London and not do this anymore, but Gary cannot stop. He needs to finish this because otherwise he doesn't know what to do. And so throughout the movie, you're like seeing this like internal conflict with Gary and how he feels about his miserable, sad life and how he hasn't gotten anywhere in life. He's basically got no one because all his friends moved on already and they already have like families, but he doesn't know what to do. And it's really sad. When I made the video about Shaun of the Dead, when I first watched it and I made the video, I got a comment saying that The World's End is a lot more mature than the other two movies. And wow, I agree. When I was watching it, I thought I would definitely cry, but at the same time, they just didn't give me the chance because it had like such sad moments, and then like right away something would happen and I didn't get the chance to like get all emotional. Thank goodness I didn't cry on a plane because of a stupid movie. But it was pretty sad, honestly, and the ending is kind of bittersweet. But boy, am I glad I finally finished this trilogy. That was worth it. And when we got back on the plane, going home, back to America, yeah. When we got on the plane, I decided to watch that movie again because, well, what else am I gonna do? Of course. So I watched it twice in 1 week. And then recently, I think yesterday, I rewatched it again with my friend because, my goodness, I love this movie. And I can already quote the one scene where they walk into their pub, the first pub, I'm pretty sure. And Gary asks for 5 beers. And Andy, his best friend, played by Nick Frost, of course, he says, "Can we have 4 beers and 1 water?" And from that point, everything that Gary says and some of the other people's lines and the other characters' lines, I can say it word for word. And I'm not gonna prove it right now, but just believe me, I've rewatched that scene so many times. So now that I've completed the trilogy, I have to tell you guys what I thought of the movies and which one is my favorite. And right away, I have to admit, kind of basic, Shaun of the Dead was my favorite one. I think it was the best one. Even though I liked all the movies pretty equally. I think they're all good in their own ways because they're all so different, but at the same time they're so similar. They're kind of like cousins from very different backgrounds, I guess, or like the same person but from different countries. But yeah, Shaun of the Dead was probably my number one favorite because it was like the silliest, most lighthearted, and it had some sad moments, but most of it was just like silly and fun. And the ending was very happy, even though Ed was zombified. That's kind of sad, but it works out in the end and has a lot of fun songs, and it really brings back good memories of the 7 times that I've seen it already. Yes, I've seen Shaun of the Dead 7 times, and I'm going to watch it one more time on New Year's with my friends, and I'm so excited because I waited a whole year to do that. Whew! Hot Fuzz is like second place for me. I like how the movies are rated. I agree with like the consensus on that Shaun of the Dead was the peak best one. Hot Fuzz, a very close second. It's a very cozy movie despite being so like violent and a little bit gory. Like with the part where the thing falls on that guy's head, and when the guy gets his mouth punctured, that was a little crazy. But it's still a very cozy movie. It's also very silly and funny. And Nicholas Angel is an angel, and he's so cool, and he's so sweet. And Gary King is the only character that I relate to more than I like. Because Sean and Nicholas, I feel like, wow, I wish this character was a real guy, and I wish we were the same age. Like, hear me out. But Gary King, he's a stupid, incompetent, idiot, drunky, and druggy too. And he's goth too. So I'm kidding, Gary King. He just like me for real. Not that I am like him at all, apart from listening to Sisters of Mercy and wearing black clothes and looking super cool and attractive. But yeah, it goes Shaun of the Dead, Hot Fuzz, and then The World's End, like right here. It's like all very close to each other. They're so good. I absolutely adore the Cornetto trilogy, and you have to watch it. Please, for the love of Cornetto, please watch it and go get some ice cream while you're at it. With that being said, I'm a little tired. My jaw hurts from talking like this. But with that being said, I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will see you very, very, very soon, okay? Alright? Everbearkins, over and out.